Hi guys, Natasha here, aka French girl around the world. As you know, I'm a language learner. I've been learning and I know a lot of languages, and as a language learner and a teacher, I'm always interested in the news about language learning. That's why yesterday, when I saw this title, I was pretty surprised. So I was curious, and I'm sure you are as well. How come Swedish is the most learned languages in Sweden according to Duolingo? How can it be? I mean, I'm French and I will not learn French on Duolingo. What's the point? I already know French. If you're Brazilian, you will not learn Portuguese on Duolingo. You already know Portuguese. You don't need to learn it on the application. So why do people in Sweden learn Swedish? I was really curious, and when I saw the result, I decided I had to share it with you because it's really interesting. Before sharing with you how come it's possible, how come we have this result, how come we have 25% of people learning Swedish in Sweden, let me tell you some other facts. It's not only in Sweden that it's possible, that it's such a result. It's also in other countries. For instance, you have 15% of people learning German in Germany. How come? You have 17% of people learning Danish in Denmark. What are those figures? And also in Africa, in some countries in Africa, in Liberia, for instance, you have 23% of people learning their official language there. Why do they need to learn their official language? Still, I could not figure out why. Could you figure out? Do you know why? If not, stay with me and I will show you why. Well, the reasons are not the same in each area. So we have to look separately at what the case is in Europe, so with the countries that we said like Sweden, Denmark, Germany. Why do people in those countries learn their official language as the most learned language in their country? And what's the case in Africa? Those are two different reasons. So the first in Europe. Why is it like this in Europe? Let's see. I don't know if you have been following the news for the last years, because it's not something new, but it has been on the rise for the last years. We have more and more immigrants coming into Europe. Basically, why? Because you have some wars in the world. I will not enter into details here because I don't want to talk about a geopolitical topic. My thing is language learning. So, but it's a fact. We have more and more immigrants coming into Europe. And we all know it has been all over the news that Germany, for instance, is one of the countries which is welcoming a lot of immigrants. Some people think it's good, some people think it's bad. Again, I will not enter into the topic. But it's a fact. So when the immigrants are coming in those countries, in Germany, for instance, in Sweden, in Denmark, in difference to other countries, maybe, I don't know. It's if you are going to a country as an expat, as an immigrant, are you learning the language? Personally, I love learning the local language when I'm in a country. I think I never lived in a country where I didn't learn the local language. When I was in Ukraine, I learned Ukrainian. When I was in China, I learned Chinese. Well, I had learned Chinese before, but I spoke Chinese. I'm here now in Spain and I'm speaking Spanish. It's quite normal. Some people choose to just use English because obviously it's a common language everywhere. But if you really want to integrate, the best thing to do is to learn the language, the local language. So that's what people are doing in Germany, in Denmark, in Sweden. And I think that's great. That really shows that they want to integrate, that they don't want to just stay together, stay and not integrate in the country, just buy their own products. No, they want to integrate. Maybe they want their children to go to school here. Maybe they want to find a job. So they are trying to integrate, and the best way to integrate is by learning the language. So that's why in those countries, in Sweden, in Germany, in Denmark, people are learning the official language. Obviously, it's not Swedish people who are going to learn Swedish. It's the immigrants there who are learning the language when coming to the country. So that was the case for people living in Europe, and why do they learn the official language? Now we have to see at the case for other areas, so Africa, as I said. Why are people learning the official language in Africa? You might think immigration there, no, it might not be the case. But do you know how many languages there are in one country? Well, for instance, in Burkina Faso there is more than 100 languages. So imagine you go from one village to the other village and you cannot speak with each other because you don't speak the same language. So what do? Well, you have to learn the official language. That's why people are learning the official language in African countries on Duolingo. So that's it for today. I hope you like this video, and if you want to have more videos like this about some curious thing about language learning, about some other things that I will post about, don't forget to subscribe here, and if you like the video, put a like.